Gator Pit Rich, not wrapped. Wrapped. There's a difference in the meat put off the bones. These things have been cooked identical, same everything except one was wrapped and one wasn't. And we've got very little bones, meat put off the bones here. And this one just sucked right up. Man, I'm pulling this thing off right now. I'm hoping it ain't overcooked. I'll tell you what, this is a good old rib. I'm gonna leave this sucker on there for a little while longer and see what happens. But yeah, this one's coming off without a doubt. Put a little brown sugar on there, sweeten them up a little bit, and that one's coming off. Let that brown sugar melting in those ribs. Sprinkle a little brown sugar on these that are sitting open, except for that ball I put down underneath it. They're not wrapped. That one's obviously been wrapped. Gator Pit, cooking ribs 2 different ways on the Gator Pellet Cooker. Alright, so what I did is I took the full wrapped rack of ribs out of the foil, put them back on for a little while, and I still have that same rack that I did not foil entirely. I just have some foil under it. The only reasons why I did that, I don't know, I can't exactly tell you why. I'm just playing, guys. But this is the one that was wrapped. Look at the bones, the meat sucked up on the bones. This one was not wrapped. But man, I don't know which one's the prettiest rack. This one's not overcooked, guys. I picked it up with the tongs in the middle off that foil, put it on here, and it didn't fall apart. So I think this is going to be a really good rack of ribs. My lord, that one is beautiful. It really is. I can't wait to try both of them. Again, just playing around, guys. What I do. Play around with me. See ya. Alright, guys. So if you want falling off the bone ribs, that's those. They're falling off the bone. In fact, there's a bone right here, but they're not so bad because I picked them up with these tongs, and this is the only bone that fell out, and that's the tongs. So I picked them up right in the middle, and that's the only bone that fell out. So they're not too overcooked. This rack of ribs right here was the one I did not wrap, and I can't wait to get into it because I think it's going, for my preference, this is going to be the rack of ribs that I'm going to love. I don't like overcooked ribs, falling off the bone ribs. I like them to have a little bite and a little texture to them. And I think this is going to be it. So, got to check it out, man, find out. See ya. Alright, guys, here we go. These were the wrapped, which pulled off the bones. As you see, they're meat sucked up on the bones. These were the non-wrapped, and cut them up. They were cooked exactly 5 hours, 2 to 7 p.m. And you can see here, see what we got. Let's just take one here and see what happens. There's my bite. Oh yeah, pretty damn good. They're not overcooked. And obviously it's not falling off the bone. Now I had that one bone I showed you earlier which fell off at the very end. Yeah, I'm smacking because I'm eating. I'm gonna swallow this one and let's try the other ones. There's some squirrely ass bones in here. Those y'all cook ribs know exactly what I'm talking about. Makes for, you know what, for cutting. So you gotta kind of pick them up, stand them up, and just let the knife follow the bones. So let's take one of these big meaty fatty ones, as best as they were. Let's see what we got in this one. These are the ones that were not wrapped. Oh, that's a good one too. Look at that. Tug Grill, Gator Pit. Yeah, I like it. Let's take a bite of that. Huh. Guys, I don't know, man. Gotta get me another bite. It's kind of That actually had more flavor though, man. It really did. Right now I'm this one. Let's go over here and see what we got. Let's go back. Man. Alright guys, my cell phone battery went dead in that last video, but I've got to give it to you. Give it to the wrapped ribs. These were not wrapped, these were wrapped, and you can see the difference in the bones, the meat pulling off the bones versus the ones that weren't wrapped. And I got to tell you, man, I've got to go for these wrapped ribs. They were awesome, tender, juicy, weren't dry. Bit off the bone just right, weren't overcooked, not too tender. These weren't quite as tender. They did have more flavor as far as the rubs and all that on top and everything else I put on there. But overall, the wrapped ribs were the better rack of ribs. I kept going back to these. As you can see, I may have ate more of these than I did those. But I ate at least two of each, and I came back and I think I did a third. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 12 bones in a rack, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I kept going back to the wrapped ribs. That's where I'm at, guys. We'll take the wrapped over the not wrapped, and again, those had a little more flavor on the outside as far as your seasonings and rubs or whatnot that you put on there in your spritz or whatever. But these by far to me were the better rack when it came down to eating the rib. Gator Pit Texas custom barbecue pits and rubs and seasonings and barbecue classes. This is me, Rich Robin. See ya. All right guys, so we ran this pellet grill yesterday, cooking those 2 racks of ribs, and I took a picture last night when I took the ribs off, and today, the next morning, I'm taking a video now. And if y'all remember the picture, when I did this, I was at that knuckle right there. Oh wait, there, that knuckle right there. All right. If you look now, I'm not even at that knuckle there. So I went from here to not even another knuckle in burn time for that, what, 6 hours? So I used 3/4 of an inch of pellets in 6 hours. I don't even know if that's equates to a pound of pellets in 6 hours. I'm serious, guys. This thing's so efficient with 1/4 inch thick steel and no leaky doors, man. I don't have smoke leaking anywhere out of this thing when it's fired up. Y'all saw the videos. I got multiple videos, not just the one yesterday cooking. Anyway, I'm off to work. See ya.